Hey guys, welcome back to Winding Joy. Today we're going to talk about a magic circle, or what I call a not so magic circle. The way I learned how to do one was a lot, so I'm not even going to try and teach you. So I always start with my little slip knot here, insert my hook, okay? And then I've heard a bunch of different ways to do this. I'm gonna show you two of basically the same thing. And the reason why is sometimes you want a nice solid circle with like no hole in the middle. And then sometimes you do want a hole in the middle of whatever you're working on. I know I make little like grocery bag holders. You definitely want a hole in the bottom of that thing so you can just pull your grocery bags out of the bottom, you know. But for things like the little animals and stuff like that, I've made some chapstick holders here recently. You really don't want a hole in the bottom. So you want to make more of a closed circle. So we'll do that first, and then we'll do the open circle one, okay? So I have my regular little first slip knot, little stitch here, yarn over, pull through, okay? Some people will stop here and start their little circle. Not Michaela. Yarn over again, pull through again, okay? Sorry that this yarn is so dark, but it contrasts well with the hook, so hopefully we can see it well. You can see one stitch, two stitch. This is where you can start your not so magic circle. You're gonna just turn like you're gonna make the world's smallest little blankie, right? Insert your hook into that first stitch. It's inserted in, so I've got two on my hook. Yarn over, whoop, hello. Yarn over, pull up through the one, yarn over and pull through two, just like a single crochet, okay? So pull through both of those. There we go, okay? So now I have one stitch right here in my loop, all right? Again, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up that loop, yarn over, pull through two. All right, so now I have 1, 2. I typically do either 6 or 8 unless a pattern tells me otherwise. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to do another one. So insert hook, and my tail, I pull it around with me so it gets kind of covered in my work and I don't have to weave it in a bunch later. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up that loop, yarn over. There's a fly on the top of my phone that you can't see, but I can. Wow. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. Back to business. Pull through both, okay? 1, 2, 3. All right, again, insert your hook into the loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. That's 4. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. That's what, 5? Let's count them. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4 is here, and 5 is right there. One more. Insert your hook, and it's that same circle, okay? That same little stitch that we've been going in. Honestly, it gets easier to see that circle the more you do. Okay, yeah, that's easier now. That circle right there in the middle, okay? It gets easier to see as you go, all right? So we're gonna do number 6. Insert your hook into that same loop. Whoa, hello. Yarn over, pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, I'm gonna pull my yarn out a little bit so I don't lose my spot, and we're gonna try and look at this bad boy, okay? So we have a circle, okay, and we can count our loopies. If I can move this out of the way, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? And we're back over here where we started, all right? So that is the start of your magic circle. You know what? I'm about to do that thing that you all love so much and like bloop it out. And I'm gonna use this yarn right here. See if we can see it a little bit better. So we're gonna do it again. All that whole shebang we're gonna do again. Let me unravel some of this. All right, don't come at me for not pulling from the middle. I was given this yarn. I'm telling you, I'm kind of a snob, and when I buy yarn, I'll like look through them to make sure it's already pulled out a little bit. But I didn't buy this yarn, okay? It was purchased for me for a project that somebody had me making, so they didn't know. I can't say nothing. They didn't know. All right. So I've got my little slip knot here. Let me move that out of the way so it doesn't try to focus all on that. Thank you, phone. Here we are with our little slip knot. Okay, yarn over, chain 1, yarn over, chain 2. Okay, you can see here you have 1, 2 stitches. Don't go in this one, go in this one. Okay, insert the hook. Do 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 do. So now we got 2 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so don't get confused here, like, oh no, where am I supposed to go? We're gonna follow this little line right here. You see this? That stitch line we made? We're gonna follow it right back into the middle. Insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. Okay, so now we have 1, 2. You can see right there, 2. All right, and see how our hole looks like it's a little bit bigger? That's a good thing now. It's easier for us to see. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. Okay, this is typically where I start hitting my knot here. I just keep this down with me. Like I'm holding my circle and I just hold my tail down, okay? So insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. Okay, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This doesn't count as 1. This little overline, remember that is our second chain that we made, that we skipped in order to get back into the circle, okay? Let's do another one. Insert our hook, yarn over, pull up 1, yarn over, pull through both. And that should give us 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, here we go. And again, I just pull my little tail down, and I'll show you why in a second. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull through both, okay? That gives me 6. So when I'm gonna start my next row on this, typically you're gonna do an increase row. I mean, if you're whatever you're making says something different they'll use the abbreviation MC for magic circle or MR for magic ring, whatever they're using, okay? They'll typically tell you to increase, which will be like INC, and that means they want you to put 2 stitches in 1 loop. And so that would look like this. I'm gonna look around, I'm gonna count mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know that that's where I'm supposed to be starting at, okay? I told you, I just keep my tail tucked over. I'm gonna insert they look a little flat almost, like you can't see them from the top, but you can see them from the side, which I don't know, I kind of like, makes life a little easier for me. So I'm gonna insert my hook in here. Sometimes I kind of grab my loop from the underside for this first one and then pop my hook through the other one if the stitches are a little difficult, okay? Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. And you see how my tail's just following me, okay? So if we were gonna do an increase right here, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna insert your hook in the same stitch, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both, okay? And that is 2 stitches in the first one. So we did an increase. That's all an increase is. If we're gonna increase in the next one, okay, we're gonna look for our next stitch. So you see we've already used this one, so we're moving over 1. So I'm gonna insert my hook, and I carry my tail with me. We're gonna yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both. Okay, so there's the first half of our increase, so 1 stitch is in there. We're gonna do another one. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, move my tail out of the way, yarn over, and pull up again. So now where I originally had 2 stitches, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's what's gonna grow your magic circle. So now here with this little tail guy, it depends if this is gonna be the part that I want everybody to see, or if this little back side is gonna be the part that I want everybody to see. If I want everybody to see the front side, I'm gonna tuck my tail back now and keep going. And I'll show you in just a second. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through, hook in, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through. Okay, so as I move on, now there's my tail. He's out of the way and he's just a little bitty guy, okay? So if I wanna clip him off later, that's fine. I don't have to really do any weaving in because it's been weaving in since way over here, okay? So I'm gonna finish going around this circle to make 12 total. And then we'll kind of go from there. If you are making this first increase and you're making it 12, 12 is a beautiful number because from there you can do sets of 4 for an increase again, sets of 3, sets of 2, sets of 6. I mean, like, it's just a great number. I don't know where I'm at though, so I'm gonna count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so if I'm doing an increase, my little cheat in my brain is if I put a stitch in, that means I still have 11. And now I can double in that one, so I've got 12. And if that didn't make sense to you, just ignore it. My husband and my kiddo are about to come in that, oh. My husband's looking at me like, can we come in? Yeah, come on in, pass on through. Uh-oh. Somebody did not take a nap today. Okay, you'll also have people tell you that you need to, oh, there comes my other one. Who are you talking to? No one? Granny? That's precious. All right, you can also do like a slip stitch before you do your increase. All you do for a slip stitch, ready? Okay, insert your hook. Yarn over, pull up that loop, and keep on pulling it through. Boop. And that like closes the circle, okay? So like it's a closed circle now, all right? And if you were done here with this cute little circle, you would like yarn over and pull up a loop again. I'd pull it tight, okay? I'd cut my yarn off here, and then I would pull it through, and then I'd weave in that tail, and you'd have a little bitty circle, okay? So this, and I know I didn't really do a great job of making my stitches tight enough for this to be closed all the way, but that would be how I would do a closed circle, okay? Now everybody's favorite part. All right, so for a not closed circle, okay? Same kind of deal. We're gonna do our same slip knot, and then you chain however many you need for your circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know I'm going for 10, 8, 9, 10, okay? I've seen 2 different ways that people connect these. I don't really think it matters. What I typically do is I'll go all the way back to this first stitch, put my yarn, or put my hook in, yarn over, and pull through both just like a slip stitch, okay? And then I got a circle, ta-da! And then from there, I'm gonna pretend that this is like one loop. And so pull my tail down so I can hide him in there, put my hook in the circle, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. And that is my first stitch, my first real stitch, okay? Same thing, insert my hook into my big old circle, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through one, or pull through both, sorry. And I'd keep doing that until I have however many I want around. Now the good thing about that is I'm gonna do a couple more of them and show you what the good thing about this is if you're making a one with like a hole in it for whatever reason, okay? So we're gonna pull up yarn, pull through, pull up yarn, pull through, pull up yarn, Whoop, move my tail out the way and pull through. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so not that I would be anywhere near done at this point, all right, because I'm not even I'm not even halfway around the circle. But if I need to kind of stretch them out a little bit, if that's what I'm going for, I can pull these stitches out as far as they'll go. Or if I need to sneak one more in for however many I'm doing, I can take my circle and push my stitches together and squunch them up real close, okay? So you can pull them out for a little bit more space, or you can squunch them all in for them to be really close, okay? So if I were gonna switch like to a smaller hook size for my next rounds, then I would probably squinch them in real close and make them look really tight, and they would be just pretty with you wouldn't be able to see any of this in it, okay? So there's that on that. You could also, if you don't want to crochet a bunch of like foundations, like stitches over and over and over again, really and truly, you could like just make a circle as big as you want to make the circle, okay? This is going to be a little bit weird, so just hang tight. Make your circle as big as you want to make it. Hold on, let me think. Put your hook in. Hang on with me. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. Okay? And then just do the same thing. Yarn over, whoop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. Literally the same thing. Yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through. The thing here is, like, don't be fooled by, oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to pull that one closed like the other magic circles I've seen. No, he ain't gonna go nowhere. Okay, the reason I don't use the magic circle where you can like pull it tight closed is because I've had those come apart before. Like, you can pop them from the middle. If you got something like this, it's not going anywhere unless you like are pulling from the working end, okay? And even then, once you get to a certain point, it's not gonna pull because you have a knot here, okay? Whoop. Again, if you see other ways to do this and they work way better for you, I love that. I do it the way that I do it, and that's honestly how I've done everything. And then when I find another way that I like, or a way that works better for me, I do it. And that's kind of the joy in it, you know? Not having to do stuff the same way all the time. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my video. Hopefully next time we'll talk about like granny squares and stuff like that. I'd really like to get into some of that stuff. See you later.